Hello guys, and welcome to the Let's Play of Shadow of the Colossus. Joining me for this Let's Play is going to be Thornbrain.
Howdy.
And Yoshi.
Hello, hello.
So, from the video's start point like this, once we follow this elegant falcon down a canyon, clearly story, we get to the point of finding the character named Wander, which, here in a minute, when this eagle takes its sweet-ass time, oh, there he is. He is riding upon his horse named Agro, which you'll hear that name rather frequently, and we're joining to a journey to an unknown location. And that's where the story kicks off.
Knowing fuck all.
Of course. That's the way to start stories.
Well, I've always been curious about this game, seeing as how it's like, oh, it's won a bazillion awards or something.
Well, it's by the makers of Ico, or Eco. I think it's Ico. Which I've played somewhat, but this has been my favorite game of those developers. They're also developing a game in the future at some point called Last of the Guardians, whenever the hell that comes out, but another very gorgeous game and also involving a lot of whimsy.
Yeah, I heard it was in development, and then they were like on hiatus or something. I don't know.
Well, they were supposed to have an announcement with this last Sony press release, but nothing really happened of it, so a lot of people are still waiting for that. So I like this little intro development because it starts rather dark and very overcast, so the colors tend to be kind of blotted out from everything. It looks very drab and almost melancholy.
You know, you can always wrap somebody in a game once you have a guy on a horse through a forest.
That seems to be our theme thus far. But thank God for the sun. Why is it raining? Come on! I love this shot. just look at it.
Yep.
Also, Studio Japan's really known for putting great music in their games, as you can tell from this part that I'm interrupting. So as the story develops from this point, he's actually entering an area called the Forbidden Land. Why it's called Forbidden, though, of course, we won't know quite yet. Look at that horse butt popping.
Well, that horse was able to go up a bunch of stairs with no problem.
And nearly jump off a cliff.
Was that an animation mistake or something?
I'm honestly not quite sure, because when I played the game, it didn't happen last time.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Because it's just this dramatic music, and it's just a guy on a horse, and everything keeps getting longer and longer. It's like, yes, I made it through the forest. God damn it, a bridge.
Let's put it this way, this is almost the theme of the game. They like to take their time with things.
He's a little dot.
That is how epic in scope these games are. I just know I would be freaking out. That's really fucking high.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
We're not gonna make it.
We're gonna mess up.
Oh, damn it! This is the wrong way.
And this is the pretty title screen, as you can tell right here. Now, you'll see that I have hard mode available. That only becomes available after you've beat the game itself. There's also a time run mode, which I'm not going to attempt here because I'm not that good at this game. If you manage to complete some of the time mode situations like that, you actually do get new equipment that help you during your journey.
I was kind of hoping the horse would still be going through the title screen.
It's still at the very back half of the bridge.
Yeah,
oh, come on!
It's like now it feels like I'm not even moving.
Oh, we got a little bit more walking to go here.
Well, I don't know. I'm sold. I want this game now. PS2.
So the version I'm playing is for the HD remastered edition for the PlayStation 3. Definite graphic enhancements overall. I mean, they still kept the look of it alive, but they managed to smooth out a lot of the details, make it look prettier. Oh, and there appears to be something in a sack on top of the horse. What could that be? Nah, we'll wait after he walks down the stairs.
The horse just topples all the way down.
It takes a couple steps backwards. I'm gonna take my time here.
Just sits under the closing door.
Now it's just walking on its front hook. It's doing a handstand.
There's no more. It's just the light just went away, so you just hear.
You just see Wander at the bottom of the stairs, and then the horse is like stuck in the door.
He turns around. How the fuck did you even get there? Were you okay?
Okay, then we get to watch the dramatic sequence of walking down a spiral staircase. Each and every row. I promise this game is worth it, I swear.
This game is so much fun. Look what you can do. There's walking and walking.
And look at that dramatic moment, the horse got freaked out.
Oh shit!
But Agro, I have to admit, is kind of a badass.
I nominate this game for funniest game ever. Because it's just about a guy who can never get to where he wants to be.
That's why they call him Wander. So this room is going to get very familiar to you. Obviously, there are massive statues of various creatures. We'll find out what those mean exactly here in a minute. And this is where we kind of discover a bit more of actual plot relevance. Not wandering, actual plot relevance. I always thought for a game, especially for the PlayStation 2, this game really did blow away expectations when it came to graphics. I mean, nowadays, obviously, it's not going to kind of stand up quite as much, but man, back in the day, there was nothing that looked like this.
There was a lady on the horse the whole time?
This is actually a character named Mono. And we don't quite know what's up with her beyond the fact that she's not moving around much.
I didn't notice she was on the horse, and I made all those jokes about her falling down the stairs, so...
She's not gonna get any deader.
PS2 blanket effects, ladies and gentlemen. This is Wander and his fabulous headband. And here we go with some plot. Now, with the language itself, it's actually, much of the games they come out with don't have Japanese or English. They have their kind of own language, which, kind of this ancient-based language like this. And who's reading it right now? Again, we're not quite sure.
This is reminding me way too much of Majora's Mask.
To me, it reminds me a bit of, like, a Hayao Miyazaki movie.
You know, I actually kind of got that too after seeing the bridge.
Oh, remember back then at the bridge?
Fade.
I'm just imagining, like, halfway to the bridge, the horse just lays down and goes to sleep.
Wander's like, come on, we gotta get to the temple thing!
Kicking it furiously. Go!
He's flailing about so much the lady just falls off the bridge. He's like, ah, damn it.
Let's go on back. Have to travel all the way down, find the body.
Freaking 17 days to get here.
So,
Fuck.
through that little bit of exposition, explain a bit, you know, this temple they're at is a bit forbidden. And there's these guys. That doesn't help with that. And now we get to see the fighting skills of Wander. And not the horse. Just go away.
I'm not even gonna do anything.
Horse steps back, topples out of the building.
Really under a good impression this thing's a fucking clumsy horse. Just slips on a banana peel. And here comes the battle. Ah, he won.
Sword Master.
I'm so good, I don't even have to swing.
And he summoned rain.
It also introduces one of the other primary characters of this game. His name is Doorman. A very disembodied voice, as you can see.
Really? That's the name they went with? You have the ancient sword. Of ancient.
Of ancientity.
Of old.
So, if you listen to Doorman speak, it's actually a group of voices. You'll hear female voices, male voices. It just sounds like this massive group.
Editing must have been fun for that, huh?
Oh, yeah. And the blanket takes its leave, stage left.
Glitching like crazy.
No, Jack, I swear we're gonna go back and fix that after the game's over.
So she's dead, if that wasn't obvious.
He turns around. What?
So he comes to this place, obviously, to speak to this god of sorts to revive his dead girlfriend here. You know, for a body that's been dead for a while, it's still in pretty good condition.
Yeah, no decomposition or anything.
No rigor mortis.
How recent was it? Like 5 minutes?
But imagine the... Oh yeah, she died on the way there.
Shit! We're actually going to McDonald's and she fucking died. God.
The bridge was a little too long, you see.
She got bored to death.
Yeah. And they just, where they were going just so happened to be right where he could revive her.
Yep. So these are what the idols on the wall are about. You have to destroy them. Yep.
Alright.
This is an architecture and demolition game. Forgot to tell you.
But the visuals are gorgeous.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. We can't. You can revive them by destroying these, but you can't!
Loser!
And this brings in Colossi, which each of these statues will represent in shape, if that wasn't obvious, which is kind of makes it interesting because it gives you kind of a perspective of what these characters are going to look like when you find them. At least a little bit. They still keep it rather vague. Obviously, that's an ice cream cone.
Which one?
All of them.
One behind him looks like a pig screaming.
It's the adjective I always attach to pigs. Now, this is a line to very much pay attention to. Especially when it's spoken in a language you can't understand. Alright, now we have the entire game's plot. We need to kill 16 Colossi to destroy the statues as payment for this god Doorman to revive your dead girlfriend. Nothing can go wrong with that, obviously.
It's a bit of a stretch, don't you think? Bring back my girlfriend. Alright, killed 16 giant rocks. Okay.
Damn, she wasn't that good in bed.
He's like, yeah, you know, I don't think I wanna. I mean...
Realize it took you 50 years to ride here. You might as well do it.
But 8? Like, I could do, but...
Oh, thanks for catching up there. Well, thanks.
16? I don't know. I got some horse riding to do.
Oh, but the horse fell out of the building, don't you remember?
Damn it!
Alright, finally we get to kind of actually control things. And this part of the game I call, damn, I gotta get used to these controls again. So obviously he can run. He's got a sword that he's... Swing my sword!
What? Jump!
And the sword's rather useful because as you hold it up like this, it'll tend to focus, and at the direction of the light will be the Colossi you need to hunt.
And now that we burnt our girlfriend's body...
A little warm, a little warm.
Little glam rock walk there.
His run's even better, he's just kind of arm flails. So the horse controls a bit more like you're actually controlling the, more your hands than the actual horse. So, you know, you're not actually controlling the beast itself, you're just riding on it and giving it direction, so... Which is nice and realistic. Sometimes it can make it difficult in some of the battles that require horse use, but it does add an element of realism for sure.
I was wondering, because it looked like the horse was having a fit.
Sometimes it will resist depending on situations, but it's nice because it keeps your horse from, say, running off a cliff, because your horse is like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop kicking me towards this cliff. So sometimes this little thing can be confusing, and later in the game they use it to certain effects because obviously there are clouds. You can't get sun reflections in the clouds, so sometimes you can get lost easily if you try to use just your sword. But in this case, the Colossi is pretty close by, so...
About how long, on average, does it take to get to each Colossi?
In this case, it's a pretty quick one, so this one was a few minutes, but it could take upwards to 10-15, maybe even half an hour. Especially later on, they get to tend to be farther away and a little bit more hidden crevices, but the light of the sword definitely does help an element of tracking them down.
What does that mean for the Let's Play?
It means that I'm going to have to probably fast forward a lot, but I'm going to try to keep the plot relevant traveling there. This is a good moment to see my close-up on face and also figure out how to climb. It's a very important element of the game, and this section right here kind of gives you a bit of a tutorial how to cling on to these colossi. If you notice down at the bottom left, we have that health gauge and also our weapon, but also that big pink circle. That is our grip gauge, and the longer we grip onto things, the quicker it will go down. So you have to keep an eye on that. See, adding a bit more realism to it.
Yeah. You hear that, Nathan Drake?
Who can grip onto everything and everyone else too.
And he can, like, automatically grab onto something unrealistically.
And somehow his 60-year-old friend that smokes cigars can do all the same moves he does. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Right?
So, that hurt. I kind of smacked into that.
So realistic. Well, we lost half our health. God damn it.
So as you saw earlier, I was able to pull out a bow and a sword. Those are my only weapons against these massive monsters. And if you haven't tell how big these things are, well, we're about to find out. One thing I do like is that you don't jump until you actually release the buttons, so you can control direction a little bit better than some of the other games that do the same kind of mechanic.
That's cool.
I'm gonna go back. Yeah, he's big. Hey, it's fine. It's fine. I like this effect. Look how the trees are rattling as he steps. That's in game too.
Oh, nice.
I love how they got these little focus on these little effects like that. And here again is me trying to get the controls on. Whoa, Zany! Look at that image though, with all the birds flying around him and everything. That's more pretty.
I can just imagine the Colossus. You could just hear off in the distance.
I'm just kind of imagining God just doing like a double thumbs up, like, yeah, he's got it. A sword, a bow, his feet, he'll be good.
So I shouldn't have whistled because he kind of doesn't like it.
Whistling, my weakness, I guess.
My fucking ears.
I'm gonna get you.
So wait, that was on accident?
No, I did it on purpose. I didn't want him to run too far. But it has this effect, especially when you look at him as he slowly turns his head to look at you. It's an oh damn moment. Because this is kind of intimidating. Also, a thing I don't do in this particular level is that you can actually use the sword's light to identify the weaknesses on the body of the Colossi. You can't just stab them anywhere. You have to stab them in particular lit spots. Thank God I know where the first one is.
So, if he hits you once, you're a goner, right?
Nearly. Depends on how they hit you. You saw there, he just stood pretty much stamped near me, and it hurt me. The first thing you want to do here is hold on, but also to stab his leg so he can kneel down. Now, my first attempt at this doesn't work too great, but we get to see how it kind of works. See, at this moment, I'm supposed to jump and grab, but I'm like, oh, whoops, hold on. So, let's do this again. Now, what helps you see these moments like this, especially if you've never played it before, is of course the light of your sword, but obviously right here, my standing still is not great. And that hurt a lot. Do you see how much health I lost? He just bumped into me. I definitely don't want to be hit by that giant mallet that he has in his hand, but luckily he's considerably slower than I am.
No, I was watching this when you sent it to me. How long does it take for like a stab to go through? Because it seems like it has to take a while just to ready it.
So you can stab him quickly for kind of tiny bits of damage, but To push the circle button to pull up the weapon, actually, if you stab a little harder, will do more damage. You don't have to, but especially when you try to actually do damage to them, it's pretty important that you take your times with your stabs. Because if you notice, the Colossi will react to being hit.
So what I'm getting from this game is, like, the color palette, the concept, everything is...
Watch this, hold on, watch.
Oh, saved it.
Fucking close.
But I was saying that everything in general seems to be kind of minimalist and focused, and would you say that allowed them to focus more on little details like that?
Of course. And the big thing is that they wanted to treat each Colossi like a level itself. So that's why they had these climbing platforms and different elements you have to use strategy to take them down with. Now, here's a big, obviously, glowing spot that we need to stabby stab. Now, you notice that I'm gripping even though I'm on top of his head. Well, if you're not used to this game, it looks like you have the balance of a newborn kitten. Because look, hi.
Hi there.
So...
He doesn't even see you.
You'll notice physical movements can knock me off balance. This game very much emphasized the feeling of weight and also the balance itself, because you've seen those games where a character's moving and I can just perfectly stand straight when they're flying 100 miles per hour. Not in this one. You actually have to crouch and hold on at times, which, as you see, can definitely wear down on the balance gauge. In fact, I spent some time in this level just standing there to build up that gauge again.
I believe I heard somewhere that there was supposed to be like 20-something Colossi, or even more.
There were some ones that were removed after concept art, but it's one of those games, I think the 16 were definitely appropriate for the amount. Any more than that, I think it would have gotten too long. And enough stabs. This guy was relatively easy compared to your average Colossi. And thank you, Tree, for blocking its epic falling motion. Now, depending on where you fall, the camera tend to auto-adjust, because every bit of cinematic is actual gameplay, as you can tell. And in this case, I have no time to celebrate, because run. You can try to run, there's no real chance for, because that happens. And you kind of pass out. Each time you kill a Colossi, that will happen to you. It's not quite explained what it is, but obviously the whole thing, him saying, oh, there is going to be a price to be paid here, is definitely reflected in that moment.
Oh, I thought you died.
After killing him.
I win! Alright, here's my super cool, I'm gonna kill you attack. What?
Congratulations for defeating the Colossi. Now his spirit is going to eat you.
So each time that happens, you saw a little earlier where we kind of had that reflection of light. Sometimes you hear various things and you get these visions. During that part, you kind of heard a woman kind of groaning. So that's a little bit of clue of things going to happen here pretty soon. But yeah, that's the first of the Colossi, and definitely the easiest of the Colossi. As we go around, the levels are going to become more challenging, and some of them are just downright tedious. And some of the battles can take upwards to 30 minutes or longer for me to do, so I hope you guys enjoy. This is going to be a very interesting and, honestly, a very beautiful experience. The game is awesome.
So, how long would it take in hard mode?
I haven't tried.
It's 3 hours just to get to the very first one.
I feel like if he stepped near me, my health gauge would be gone.
After he steps, the wind just blows you away. You just die.
Now, the balance aspect does sometimes get annoying, because even the slightest shake can knock you off your feet, but the added realism to that definitely gives you the idea of the person you're playing as isn't superhuman. It just happens to be a guy with a sword.
Well, will Wander be able to make it through every single Colossi?
Tune in to find out!
Here on ABC.
Horse falls off a cliff.
And lands on a Colossi and kills it.
You have defeated the strongest Colossi.
You broke its neck.
We will grant you a wish, horse.
You did it out of order, but job done, I suppose.
Fuck whatever that other guy was doing. Was his name Losty? Yeah, him.
I will grant you your wish, Mr. Horse. Oh, you're dead.
I'll give it to this dead girl. Wait, shit.
Well, guess I'm going back to heaven.
Well, little eagle, do you want something? Caw. Now that's just inappropriate.
Well, tree. That ruined the shot.
That fucking tree. I was like, because the falling animation is so gorgeous in the game when you take him out, and there's a bit of tragic feeling, but I'm like, oh, thank you. I really wanted to look at that.
What's that? You defeated a Colossus? Check this shit out. Photosynthesis.
The thing is, the next Colossi is actually bigger than the one we just fought.
Nice.
So this will be interesting.
Sweet.
This is a game that I've always wanted to play and never got around to, so I'm really looking forward to this LP.
Yeah, same here.
The battles become a lot more intense and they take a lot more strategy. That one was, once you know what to do, it's kind of easy to take them down. That's one I could probably beat in a time trial. But there's some of them where, oh god, it takes so long to get to their weaknesses.